It's the morning. We're going to Knoebels Amusement Park.
Knoebels.
And these gals, are icing Pillsbury. What are these called?
Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls.
He doesn't know.
That shows how far I am out of the loop, Mommy. I'm out of the loop.
Are you ever in the loop?
Everyone's been rounded up, loaded up, and now we're headed up to Shippensburg to pick up our oldest daughter, eldest. Who's excited to go to Knoebels?
I'm excited to go to Knoebels.
Ah.
Hey.
Good morning, Raymond. How are you?
Good. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
We're here.
We're here?
Yeah.
We have arrived, Knoebels Amusement.
Is there something you want?
I got my tickets right here. I've never seen one this big.
Yeah, I know. I really want this one.
Are you hot?
so cute.
Aww, that's so fluffy.
I know.
That's so fluffy.
So very fluffy.
Well, $26.95.
Oh, wow.
Let's look around.
My puppy.
Whatever.
Hi, pussy.
Was that from?
Okay, it says $18.79.
My what? They had carousels. Is this one also? Oh, this one's from 19. That one? Wait, no, it's that one. That one was from 1876. How cute.
Look at the hairdo. Adorable.
On this side. It's not working. Huh?
Oh,
I'm gonna go to the front to try.
okay. Hey, Dad. Look over there.
There's mermaids or ladies? There's mermaids and ladies. Do you want to go and get dressed up too? Do you want to dress up?
All right,
Do you want to?
we are about ready to begin our story. For those who have arrived late, our story this year is The Pirates of Buccaneer Isle. And our story begins with the pirates. Come on out here, pirates. Let's give these fellows a round of applause. Oh, that's excellent. That means you're doing a good job, pirates. The pirates head to the center of their ship. Captain Barnacle had called an emergency pirate meeting. He said, gather round, my mateys. We got everything a pirate could ever want, am I right? And all the pirates shouted, "Arg!" We got all the gold a pirate could ever want. Ah! We got all the tropical fruit a pirate could want. All the gold. What don't we got? Rum. Arr. Rum? Oh, that's a new one. I never heard that one. No, but we don't got some lovely ladies to be our brides. And I don't know about you, but I'm feeling lonely here on the island. So all the pirates began to scratch their heads, trying to come up with a plan. And just then, a blue bottle fell out of the sky. And the captain almost caught it. The one pirate picked it up and said, "Hey Captain, I have an idea. Why don't we send a message in a bottle?" The captain said, "That's a brilliant idea." They pulled the parchment out from the bottle, and he said, "Now, which one of you knows your ABCs?" All right, Smiley Mickey, use your taller friend here at the writing desk, and write this down. Repeat after me. Dear lovely ladies, we are smelly parts. No, cross that off. We are wealthy noblemen of good repute, looking for some ladies to be our brides. Come, join us on our private island. We got all the treasure, gold in the bank you could ever want. Sincerely signed, the wealthy nobleman. P.S. Here are the coordinates for Buccaneer Isle. So they roll the parchment back up and put it back in the bottle, where they then hand it off to Strong Arm Sam, and threw the bottle with all of his might. And it landed with a big, after he got his aim, he threw it And it landed with a big... He wasn't too sure, the wind wasn't in his right area. Splash! They watched the bottle ball upon the waves, when suddenly Captain Barnacle smacked his head. Saying, oh, alas, I just remembered! We got 3 months of dirty dishes piled up, and our brides will be here any minute. We don't want them to think we're slobs. Quickly, back to the galley! The pirates rushed back to the ship and began to scrub the dishes straight away. The bottle drifted down the warm Gulf Stream and into the Atlantic Ocean. For 3 months later, it landed on the Southern Sea near the shining city of London, where bright and early this morning, these lovely ladies were out on the shore collecting seashells. They found a pink sawfish, a purple sand dollar, but the lady in blue spotted the bottle sticking out of the sand. She rushed right over and said, sister, sister, look what I found. They popped the cork, pulled the message out of the bottle, and once they all read that wealthy nobleman wanted to marry them, they jumped for joy. They said, finally, we have an excuse to go on an adventure, but we can tell our parents we're getting married. Now, it's the ladies' turn to scratch their heads. How are they going to get to Buckingham Isle? It's too far to swim. But the tallest lady had the biggest idea. She said, I know, follow me. So they made their way through the streets of London. They took a left turn on King Albert Way, right turn on Victoria Street, another left by Big Ben, until finally they did another left, like a U-turn, to Stock Street, where they boarded a gangplank and stared up at the tall six-mast ship, the Flying Pegasus. They knocked upon the cabin doors 3 times. And who should step out but the tall, the brave, and the handsome Captain Cavendish. The ladies put their hands on their heads and nearly swooned over backwards. But they caught themselves and curtsied to the captain, who bowed in return. He said, good evening, ladies. How can I help you today? The one lady produced the parchment and handed it to the captain, saying, well, we were wondering if you can take us to Buckingham Isle. Captain Barnacle scratched his chin for a minute. I said, hold on, let me talk to my first mate, Noah. First mate, welcome out here? Are we going anywhere near Buckingham Isle? Now, the first mate, when he saw the ladies, his jaw dropped open in astonishment. Never had he seen such beautiful ladies before. He needed to make an excuse. He said, oi, Captain, yeah, we're going past it, remember? You promised me we could go to Florida for mini golf and to Shamu. Buckingham Isle's along the way. The captain turned towards the ladies and said, well, you're in luck. We are going right past there. We'll drop you off. Follow us aboard. So the ladies followed the captain and his first mate to the upper decks of the Flying Pegasus. Once there, Captain Cavendish began to shout orders. Hoist the sails! They pulled on the ropes to hoist the sails. Raise anchor! They heaved a giant chain, raising the anchor out of the water. The ladies turned to wave to the loved ones on the shore, but they never knew they would see them again. And they set sail. Now the first 3 weeks of their journey were spectacular. Sparkling swells and gentle breezes. And just then, everyone froze. They looked up to the sky and saw dark clouds on the horizon. And then it happened. The storm of the century struck the Flying Pegasus. Everyone rocked to and fro. Rain crashed in on them. A giant wave crashed into the ship, sending everyone to the port side, and they screamed. Another wave crashed into the ship, sending everyone to the starboard side, and they screamed even louder. Quickly shouted the captain, hold on to the main mast! Everyone grabbed onto the main mast and held on for dear life. And just then, a great gust of wind snapped the mast in half, sending everyone overboard. They shouted, quickly! Swim for your lives! They did the front stroke, the back stroke, the doggy paddle, the froggy paddle. But it was no use. They all began to sink down, down, down into Davy Jones' locker. But waters and tangles of seaweed, until finally the sailors and the ladies collapsed upon dry land, coughing and gasping for breath. The mermaids, proud of their good deed, began to wiggle back to the lagoon. But suddenly, they stopped. They put their hands on their cheeks and gasped. For they just realized some of the creatures they just saved are some shipwrecked sailors. Well, that's a specialty. So they rushed back to the shore and began to sway their arms and wiggle their tails and sing the lovers' Lauren song. The song was so beautiful that the sailors sprung to their feet. The arms stuck out in front of them and the eyes grew wide. And in a trance, the sailors followed the mermaids back to the lagoon, leaving the lovely ladies all alone on the beach. And sadly for our ladies, to add some insult to injury, look out Pete was looking through his spyglass from the fucking hill to see what the storm had dragged in. He said, all right, let's see what we got here. We got some driftwood, some seaweed, some lovely ladies, a giant skate. Wait, lovely ladies? Captain, the boat will take work. Our brides have arrived. Let's go get them. Captain Barnes said, now hold your seahorses, lad. I see we tie these ladies up a bit first, so that way they can use to our manly smells and piratey ways before we propose. So the pirates grabbed a hold of their favorite fishing net and snuck to the other side of the aisle, where they crouched down behind a sand dune, ready to pounce. But luckily for our ladies, luck was on their side, for just then, out from the ocean, landed straight on top of them, there were hundreds of flying fish! And a giant Alaskan salmon! The pirates jumped up and armed. The ladies jumped up and screamed! But the ladies were quick. They grabbed the closest fish they could find and started to gently bop the pirates on their heads. Now the pirates have been into many battles. They've been hit with gangplanks, 2x4s, and cannonballs, but never have they been slapped, silly, toppled by tilapia. The pirate, Captain Barnacle shouted, quickly lads, we're outnumbered, run for your lives! The pirates dropped the favorite fishing net and ran back to their ship. The ladies raved their fishing victory. The ladies began to gather the fish and pile them up over here on the shore, so they had something to eat later. And while they were gathering the fish, they had a chance to gather their thoughts. And they just realized their peril. They headed back towards the center of the beach and looked at each other weary-eyed, saying, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, what are we going to do? All we wanted was an adventure, and here we are, stranded on a strange island. Our sailors have deserted us. We were nearly attacked by pirates, and all we have to eat is a smelly pile of sushi. The ladies put their heads in their hands, about to cry. And just then, out from the mist, what should appear but a unicorn? The unicorn spoke to the ladies' hearts and said, ladies, do not despair, for your sailors have not abandoned you, but they do need your help. They've been enchanted by mermaids. Use the mermaids' one weakness against them, their vanity. Use your mirrors. And with that, the unicorn vanished. The ladies knew what to do. They reached into their purses, pulled out the mirrors, and held them in front of them towards the sun. And in their sweetest voices, shouted, yoo-hoo! Mermaids! The mermaids who have never heard their names called so sweetly before squiggled out towards the shore. Now the mermaids have never seen their reflection in any kind of mirror. Once they saw their reflection, they were instantly enchanted. They snitched the mirrors from the ladies' hands and began to pucker their lips, pat their eyelashes, and fluff their hair. The mermaids decided to come over here to sit upon the rocks and to continue basking in their beauty. But the ladies thought quick. They followed the mermaids back to the lagoon, but they saw the sailors asleep. They started clapping their hands in front of the sailors' face and shouted, wake up, you've been enchanted by mermaids! Quickly, follow us and run for your lives! The ladies and the sailors made a mad dash to the other side of Buccaneer Isle. Once there, they breathed a big sigh of relief. But who did they see marching forth but Captain Barnacle and his crew? They marched out here to the line, and Captain Barnacle pointed his sword at Cavendish, saying, hey, Cavendish, I see you have our brides, and we want them back. Captain Cavendish said, you're not going to get these ladies back, you scallywags, but here's what you're going to get. Ready, first mate? Slow motion, attack! And thus began the great slow motion battle of Buccaneer Isle. Steel clashed against steel, sparks flew. You're looking at the best sword fighters of the old world versus the fiercest pirates of the new world. Luckily, the sailors have some extra swords so the ladies can join in to make this an even battle. The battle raged on to the night, and as the sun was set and the moon rose high to the sky, the mermaids could no longer see their reflections in the mirrors. So they placed the mirrors behind them on the rocks, stood up, put their hands on their hips, and hopped. They looked into the lagoon and saw that the sailors were missing. So they headed towards the shore, where they began to sway their arms and wiggle their tails. Upon hearing the song, everyone froze. Everyone dropped their swords. The sailors and the pirates' arms stuck out in front of them. The ladies had to think quick. They rushed on over and covered the sailors' ears. But no one covered the ears of the pirates. So the pirates followed the mermaids back to their lagoon. And once there was not a pirate left on the shore, the ladies uncovered the sailors' ears. And now here comes the important part of our story. Sailors? Oh, ladies? Yeah. Ladies, line up shoulder to shoulder with my friend suggested. Sailors next to my other friend. And here comes the important part of our story. The sailors got down on one knee, looked into the eyes of the lovely ladies, and said this. Dear lovely ladies, twice now you have saved us from those fierce mermaids. And we've been thinking, in all our times of sailing the seas in such a beauty and adventure, never have we found more beauty nor adventure than what we have here with you. So lovely ladies of London, will you please marry us? The ladies put their hands over their hearts, took a deep breath, opened their mouths, and said, absolutely not. Sorry, sailors, but we promised to marry some wealthy noblemen and go with you. Sorry. Heartbroken, the sailors fell onto their backs and began to cry. Let it out there, boys. The cries were so loud only dogs could hear them. But luckily the sailors were able to hear them, and they came rushing out, waving their arms, saying, wait, you're making a big mistake. You see, there are no wealthy noblemen. The ladies crossed their arms and said, what do you mean, no wealthy noblemen? Captain Barnacle took a step forward and said, well, as you can see, it was us who sent you that message in a bottle. And we're not wealthy noblemen. We're just a bunch of stinky pirates. Anyway, we proposed to the mermaids. We're not your mermaids. And do you know what they said? They said no, but they'll have us over for board game night every Wednesday, so we don't have to feel so lonely. You can marry whoever you want. The ladies turned back to the sailors and said, well, we accept your proposal. The sailors sprung to their feet and let out a joyous cheer. 'Twas a joyous day on Buccaneer Isle, and a historic one too, where Captain Cavendish and Barnacle shook hands at the center of the island in peace. Captain Barnacle said, now Cavendish, since we'll be getting married one day, I'll teach you the happy pirate rain dance. And here's how it goes. You put your right hand on your head, your left hand on your hip, and you start kicking your legs, doing a hornpiping jig. He starts spinning around in circles, slowly at first, but then getting faster and faster and faster and faster. Now stop. Switch arms, switch hands, switch legs, and spin the other direction. And soon everyone was doing their own silly dances. We got the pirate boogie, the lady bob, and a mermaid swing. And at the end of the celebration, they gathered at the center of Buccaneer Isle, raised their arms up high, and let out one last great big cheer. And they did the strangest thing. With their arms still held up high into the air, they turned to face the audience and bowed to thunderous applause. But that is the end of our story. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Oh, keep bowing and still clapping. Keep clapping and still bowing. If you were wondering how the unicorn was able to bring peace to Buccaneer Isle, it's because our fun is made of magic and represents the power of truth. And if you like what we do here at the Tower Machine,
Great job, kid.
Waiting 2 hours for those jerks to come with our food.
Joking.
Hi. I'm so excited.
Right? After waiting 10 years, we finally got our food.
And it's so good.
It did take a long time.
Oh yeah. Hey, food.
Big line.
Brandon. Where are we going?
We're going on the Cosmotron.
Two baddies in the Cosmotron. You and me. You
Right?
and me, yeah. He's got a drink. That's $4.
Knoebels is world famous for their cuisine. They're known for having some of the best food in the United States as far as theme parks go. Is this a theme park?
I guess.
There's a squirrel, isn't there?
There's a squirrel, yeah.
What's his name? Robbie?
Ronald? Something like that.
So they have potato pancakes, they have the pierogies, but they also have something that I've been dying to try, the Wurzel. It's like a fudge. They mix fudge with ice and whipped cream and things like that, and you drink it. There's Woga. It's wonderful.
Oh, it's not good unless it tastes like it's gonna send you to the bathroom.
When you...
I'm gonna film this like normal people film it. We are right now in the museum. There's a brachiosaurus.
You know what he says?
What?
He says...
Okay, well that's enough. Jesse, I see you over here, but then I see you over here again. Why? Why?
You can see it.
Jerk. Circus Romeo. Raven, I know you like that guy right there.
Which one?
A horror man, H.P. Knoebels.
You know how to read?
Oh, shut up, Raven. You enjoy? Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm gonna pass on Trent. Why? Because I don't have enough tickets on y'all. What do you want to go on? Oh, you Ferris wheel. Yeah. Hold on, let's go on Ferris wheel. Jesse's gonna give me some tickets for Ferris wheel. Maybe that's not what it's called. I think it's called the giant wheel. It is a giant wheel.
Neck brings up that
Did you imagine if you had
I know. Yeah, they got like
Guys, I don't want to go on this. Huh? I don't want to go on it. You're going. Shut up. This ride.
Please.
Holy crap, get me off this ride. Holy. Hold on! You guys okay?
Yep.
I'm dying.
We found ourselves a little bit of a dilemma.
Fine.
We're stuck on the Ferris wheel.
Ah! Somebody help.
Peculiar situation.
Somebody help.
Somebody up and down.
Oh.
Can't go to the fire department.
Oh look, it can spin us.
Somebody's sucking.
Stop moving. Stop moving.
I am missing out on my succulent Chinese meal. Call the fire department. What is the charge? What is the charge?
$15,000. Can we get off?
I'm sorry, are you scared?
Oh, the daddy. Are you scared?
Democracy. Oh. Ah! Sorry, it's fine.
Don't do that.
Hey, girls. Hey.
Hey.
Smile for the camera. Sarah. Oh. Sarah, look good. Because you look weird.
Raven, would you go on the skyline?
Here, get another picture. Okay, get it. It's better.
Yeah, we look good. We're like in the mountain. Like a bunch of baddies.
Just don't drop that. Oh my god.
Yep. Are we
I want to
scared?
film it.
Are you scared?
No.
So over there we have a pavilion, and then we have the Skaloosh. It's a log flume ride. And then over here, that's my sister.
I'm your sister.
But then we have the Galleon ride, and then the Impulse ride, and make it stop. Make it stop.
Leave us down. Let us down. Leave me let.
Let me leave. Leave me let go.
I hate this ride.
This ride hates you.
I love my mom. My mom is cool. Now it's time to have the school. Yeah. Finally. When I get down, I'm gonna sue them.
You're not suing anybody. With what money?
Ah, don't touch that. What are you doing with that?
You're touching anything.
Ah.
Oh,
Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing?
You weren't flat.
I hate this ride. Ah. Ah. That's my pavilion. Ah. 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 Hey guys, today we are here with our review on the Starbucks. We got strawberry acai refresher. Yeah, so let me try it. Hers is lemonade and mine is water. So, yeah, very good.
Now that I'm on my own, I saw you just the other day. My, how you have grown.
I feel a little bit back. I feel way back.
Sometimes I'm overcome thinking about it. Make it look nice. But I'll be so lonely.
It's Elvis. I thought he was dead.
Oh, it's so easy.
That Elvis? I thought he was dead. Is that Elvis? I thought he was dead. We got done with Knoebels. So we're walking to the car now. Say goodbye to Knoebels. Knoebels. Hi.